born today will never know a world where AI is not smarter than they are, said Sam Altman. Think about that for a second. In the next 60 seconds, about 250 babies will be born. But the ones born this morning are different. They aren't just digital natives. We've used that term for the past 15 years. By the time they take their first steps, the global data sphere will have hit 175 zettabytes. To give you a sense of that scale, if each zettabyte were a brick, we could build 250 Great Walls of China every single day. I'm Nikita M, and we are here to talk about Generation Beta, those born between 2025 and 2039. In the next 10 years, they'll make up 16% of the global population. Raised by millennials and Gen Z, they'll prioritize adaptability, equality, and sustainability. Let me give you a real example. Last month, a preschool in Singapore introduced agentic tutors, AI bots that don't just give answers, but ask Socratic questions. 5-year-old child Leo was asked by his AI bot why he thinks a bridge he was building in a simulation collapsed. He didn't ask his teachers. He didn't Google it. He simply looked at the bot and replied, "Let's run the test again, but this time change the gravity. If you or I were building a bridge as kids and it fell over, we may think that I need more blocks or the base is too shaky. We accept the basic laws of physics like gravity as unchangeable facts. But when the child says, let's run the test again, but this time change the gravity, he's treating reality like a software code. He isn't trying to guess why the bridge fell. He's asking AI to simulate 1,000 different scenarios to identify the breaking point. This is the beta mindset. He wants to know if his bridge will hold up in an environment like Mars, or in a vacuum, or if the gravity was 50% weaker. To truly understand the weight of the world that we are building, I want to tell you a story about two siblings living in the year 2035. Ira, a 15-year-old girl from Generation Alpha, and her 5-year-old brother, Nova. One afternoon, they are tasked with designing a community garden for their high-tech urban neighborhood. Ira, the alpha, opens her tablet. She spends an hour Googling digital garden layouts and swiping through pre-made digital templates. She is a master of the tools we gave her, but she's working within the boundaries of what already exists. Then, there's little Nova. Nova doesn't use a tablet. He wears a lightweight haptic sleeve and slips into the center of the room. To him, the air is a screen. He doesn't look for a template. He looks at the empty space and begins to code the environment. He tells the AI tutor, let's simulate a garden where the plants grow twice as fast but require half of the water. He isn't just following a path. He's treating reality like a software that can be edited. He is what Dr. Kalam called an ignited mind, someone who dares to invent the impossible. But then, a glitch appears. The AI tutor suggests that for maximum efficiency, the garden should not have any benches, only automated watering stations. Ira, the alpha, looks at the screen and sighs. The algorithm says benches are a waste of space. She is ready to accept the perfect pixel over the human need. But Nova stops. He remembers what his parents, those eco-conscious millennials, had taught him. If there are no benches, where will the neighbors sit to talk? We need a place for a beautiful mess, and not just a perfect machine. In that moment, Nova becomes the bridge generation that Dr. Kalam dreamed of. He's armed with technology and knowledge, but uses his human agency to choose the right path that isn't optimized by an algorithm. He realizes that a small aim is a crime, and a great vision must include the human touch. This is where it gets real. When AI provides the right path for every decision, like what to eat, what to learn, whom to talk with, the brain's executive function begins to atrophy. We saw this with the kids pilot program in 2025. Kids who used AI assistants for every social interaction significantly struggled with unscripted conflict. When AI couldn't suggest a rebuttal or a peaceful offering, the children simply just froze. They are at a risk of losing human agency, the ability to choose the right path that isn't optimized by an algorithm. I recently saw a video of an 18-month-old in London. He wasn't swiping a tablet. She was wearing a lightweight haptic sleeve that allowed her to feel the fur of a digital rabbit using a mixed reality playpen. She wasn't looking through a screen. She was looking through an entirely different world. To her, offline isn't a place, it's a malfunction. This could be tested if you could put your dominant hand out in front of you, with your palms facing upwards. Now, imagine a beautiful high definition sunset in front of your eyes. It's perfect, but the sun is a little too bright. Using just your thumb and index finger, pinch the sun to shrink it to adjust its brightness. Swipe left to view the ocean version of the sunset. You will definitely double tap the air to like it. Now, keep your hands there. Look at the person next to you. Swipe left to view their profiles, or pinch their shoulders to make them appear smaller. You feel ridiculous, don't you? Because your brain knows that there is a wall between the air and the screen. But for these kids, this wall is gone. They don't swipe because they want to. They swipe because they want the reality to respond like a software code. This generation will inherit a world grappling with major societal challenges. With climate change, rapid urbanization, and overpopulation at forefront, sustainability will not be a preference, but an expectation. Climate crisis. Imagine a child living in 2030 whose weather app doesn't just tell him whether it's sunny or rainy today, but tells him which local sea needs reinforcement today. This is the weight of beta inheritance. We have to move on from managing the planet to saving it. Food insecurity. For these kids, from farm to table movement has been transformed into algorithms to appetite era. They are likely to be the first generations to eat proteins designed in labs and crops optimized by an algorithm, balancing two worlds. For them, the physical world is flawed. The digital is perfect. Their greatest challenge is to choose the beautiful mess over a perfect pixel. Imagine, I'm an 8-year-old girl named Maya filming a video titled A Day in My Life as a Gen Beta kid. Rolling, camera, action. Hey everyone, it's Maya. It's Tuesday, October 12th, 2032, and welcome back to my feed. I don't wake up to buzzing alarms. Instead, my AI assistant Aura softly adjusts my bedroom lights to simulate a warm sunrise. My whole house is automated. So, when I stand in front of my smart mirror, it tells me exactly what weather to expect and suggests outfits made from sustainable materials. Fascinating, right? At school, my third grade classrooms don't have any blackboards. Instead, we have holographic projection tables around which we gather. I learn history by visiting ancient Rome in virtual reality. Math classes have transformed into an exciting adventure. Each equation is a building block, and every problem addresses various opportunities in our life. Science is even more cooler. I used a digital tool to unzip a tiny robot's code, pulling out its glowing DNA string. My favorite game at recess is Gravity Ball. I wear a special suit that allows me to jump high, almost like I'm soaring in the sky, to toss glowing balls into hoops that move around in the air. An upgraded version of basketball. When school is over, I don't take a bus. Instead, I slip into a small glass booth and tell my home address. In a blink. Whip whoosh! I'm standing right in the middle of my living room. Teleportation is not a superpower anymore, but a lifestyle. My parents are Gen Z, so they're pretty chill. My grandfather is Gen X. He still talks about social media like it's a really big deal. And that's my cousin from Generation Alpha. He's always yapping about global changes and using words that I barely understand. The other day, he told me my new sneakers are Sigma or something. He even tried to explain to me the 6-7 meme. But honestly, that's a lot to keep up with. But I learned some new Gen Alpha words. A day in my life as a beta kid deserves 1,000 plus aura. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's vision for the youth and the future generations are highly relatable for the upcoming ones. He urged the young generation to use technology to transform India and the world. Here are some of his words for the future. In Ignited Minds, Dr. Kalam shared a vision for the future, which serves as guiding philosophies for the future generation. As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and the love for my nation, I realize a small aim is a crime. I'll work hard and sweat for a great vision, the vision of transforming India into a developed nation. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail. It is our job to ensure that these kids have the courage to switch off their GPS, to remind them of what Victor Hugo knew a century ago. The future has many names. For the weak, it's unattainable. For the fearful, it's unknown. For the bold, it's an opportunity. I want you all to look at your hands for the one last time. These are the hands that will be building schools, writing ethics, and planting trees for the future generation. Don't just give them better processors. Instead, give them better purpose. Don't just give them seamless tech. Instead, give them beautiful mess of reality. As Anthony de Saint-Exupéry beautifully puts it up. As for the future, do not foresee it, but enable it. Let's enable a future where Generation Beta don't just swipe their lives, but truly touches it. Let's make sure when prototype comes to reality, it's a reality worth living in. Welcome to the world, Generation Beta. We are getting ready for you. Thank you and have a great day.